Mist Survival just got a brand new update. This update is pretty cool. There's a lot of decent stuff going into the game recently. It has been a hell of a few years for Mist. If you've not played it, it is an open world sandbox survival game, seeing you facing all sorts of threats after the world has faced a deadly pandemic. It was released in 2018, not 2020. So this was before pandemic games were cool, and it's actually a really good game. I'd highly recommend checking it out. At the moment on Steam, it's only £8.29, so not too expensive, and you'll definitely get a few good hours out of it, especially if you enjoy games like Sons of the Forest, or, well, the original The Forest, and it's got some zombie stuff thrown in there as well. Some of the recent updates have added some weird shit, but overall it is an enjoyable experience. If you like games like Generation Zero and you're here from that, back when the channel started, then this will probably be a game that you enjoy as well. It came out just the year before, and I've covered a hell of a lot since 2018. But today we're going to be looking at the newest update and what the next version is going to include. It is something massive that the team have said they want to bring to the game for a hell of a long time, and that is co-op. Every single update that they do, they have a co-op progress update, and it doesn't seem like you can see the progress there, but there's never a release date or never a release window, whereas other stuff that is teased, there's always a sort of release window. So now finally, after 7 years, co-op is coming to the public test branch at the end of September. It'll be a completely new build separate from the current version of the game, but you'll still be able to play in single player if you do wish, as well as try out the co-op mode. It will also introduce multi-language support and full controller support. Bearing in mind, this is in the PTB, so it's basically like a beta version of an early access game. So as you can imagine, early access games have a lot of bugs as there are. And the beta version is, well, yeah, sometimes can be a bit of a pain in the ass to work. But it is a good way for the community to put their feedback in and let the team know improvements. Now, speaking of team, it's only made by one guy. If you are new and you haven't seen Mist before, it's a one-man band. We've got tons of videos on the channel. I'd highly recommend checking out the back catalogue of Mist, because we've covered it loads over the years. I think I've probably done, 200 videos on Mist, maybe? I think after Generation Zero, I think it's the game that I've covered the most. And it is an enjoyable experience. This newest update also adds tons and tons of stuff to it, which is good. It does seem like they're trying to reverse course a little bit. Over the past few months, the reviews have been a little bit mixed. They've had a few major updates this year, back in April and May, but not really much since then, other than small little bug fixes and things like that. But back in sort of 2023, early 2024, the game's map was completely different. If you don't know the history, then it was really, really good back then, but it wasn't full of features. And the map was quite big, there was a lot to explore, but there wasn't really much to do. And now, in the more recent variants and more recent updates, the map has been revamped, so it is very cool, and I do like where it's going with it. But it is quite confined. There's only small spaces that are going out at any one time. So it still takes you a bit of time to get used to, but once you've got a vehicle and everything, and you are sort of later game stages, where in a lot of survival games you can thrive, there isn't really much to do in Mist. Once you've explored that small section of the map that's currently released, there's not really much to go. Now, it is good that things are being added. They currently sit on a mixed, with 51% of the 60 reviews in the last 30 days being positive, which not really good, quite a lot. But as you can see, what the hell has happened to the game? Did the dev just give up? So many bugs now. Walked 3 minutes in the game, 7 times I've had to restart. Which, I don't think it's actually that bad anymore, but this is in August. I've played it, when did I play it? Probably about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, so just before August, and it was alright. I enjoyed it. It is buggy, a lot buggier than what it used to be, but I've not had to restart or had any issues like that. It's normally just things like frames dropped and things glitching into walls and shit. Nothing really too major, but it is a bit of an annoyance. So it is unfortunate that it has gone downhill a little bit, but I mean, for the £8, you'll definitely get a few decent hours out of it. Hopefully they do go back a little bit and start to improve and make it more what it was back in sort of 2023, 2024. Now with the negative reviews, hopefully this update does address quite a few of them. Because in 0.6.2.3, there's been a ton of bug fixes and some new features added. I do think sort of adding a lot of features before fixing the main core gameplay loop that isn't always performing correctly is definitely not the best way to go about it. I mean, there's more new features added than there are bug fixes. So I think focusing on a lot of the bugs, community requests is definitely going to get more players back in and playing it rather than the new content at the moment. At the moment, there is enough in there. It's just small. So with it being so small, if that gameplay loop was much more refined and the basics were online, I think a lot more people would enjoy it and be willing to spend the £8. So there's 4 fixes, which are items disappearing, quests that don't require markers are still showing displayed markers, wrong NPC names when interacting, and crosshair and object information not showing after exiting NPC dialogue. So bit of a shame, just those 4, unless there's a ton of stuff behind the scenes that's been fixed. Not 100% sure. But it's a one-man band, and I think it's just something they do on the side. I don't think it's an actual full-time job and they're trying to go at it. I think they're just doing it for a bit of fun and they're making a little bit of money from it. I'm not 100% sure of the development history. And I know this is the first and only game. I don't know if you looked into it deeper as to the person that is developing it, whether they've got more projects on the go. Now, for the new features, they've got new quests. They've added the new NPC, Gion, which is the mechanic. Also, a new NPC shelter, so you can take the NPCs home with you. There's already one in-game at the moment. Adding the second one, and being able to have someone to customize your truck and turn it into sort of like a monster truck with a 50 cal on top. That's good. Now, the quests are emergency treatment and mechanic for the camp. After completing Gion's first quest part, you can return to the infirmary to continue her storyline, and James will be waiting there with another quest. You're also going to be able to customize your vehicles and the function, so you no longer need to travel to Carol's camp for any of those features. So it's decent that there is an update, be that a small one. Hopefully though, the co-op update doesn't completely destroy the game, because I think that is a mode that so many players really want. And if he did have a lot of the bugs fixed with that September update and pushed out a lot of marketing, I think this game would actually do really well. But then obviously, if it is a bag of shit, and you've put that money in marketing and you get a lot of new players, the big problem there would obviously be a lot of people aren't trusting enough to return for a second time, especially if they're paying. Whereas free weekend plays and things like that, I think, are a good shout for an early access title. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the co-op update does smooth things out and has a ton of bug fixes, but it definitely could be a game-breaking thing for Myst Survival. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. For now, though, we're going to wrap that one up there. I've been Wired. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon with some more Survival.